Hello, sleepy friends. Welcome to our special sleep story. Tonight, we will travel to a quiet place. We will meet a very calm god. He is the god of sleep, named Hypnos. He wants to help you relax your body and rest your mind. Listen to his story. Let his gentle voice take you far away from your day. Let's begin our journey to sleep. Hypnos is the god of sleep. He is very different from other gods. He does not like noise or gold. He loves silence and peace. He lives in a big, dark cave in the underworld. There is no sun in his home. There are no birds singing. There is only a slow river. The water of the river makes a very soft sound. It sounds like a person whispering, "Sleep, sleep, sleep." Everyone who hears this river feels very tired and happy. Hypnos has soft, black wings on his head. These wings help him fly over the world without making any noise. He is a very kind god. He does not want to hurt anyone. He only wants people to rest their tired eyes. When the sun goes down, Hypnos starts his work. He flies over cities, forests, and oceans. He carries a small branch in his hand. This branch is wet with special water. When he shakes the branch, people start to yawn. He has a twin brother named Thanatos. Thanatos is the god of death. Many people are afraid of Thanatos, but everyone loves Hypnos. The two brothers live together, but they are very different. Thanatos is cold and serious. Hypnos is warm and gentle. They walk through the night together. Thanatos takes the soul, but Hypnos gives the body a rest. They are a team, but Hypnos always tries to make people feel safe before they sleep. In the cave of Hypnos, there are many beds. These beds are made of soft feathers. There are no doors, because doors make noise when they open. The air is always cool and smells like flowers. Specifically, it smells like poppies. Poppies are the favorite flower of Hypnos. These flowers help the brain relax. If you walk into his cave, you will forget all your stress. You'll forget your job, your money problems, and your big exams. Hypnos has many sons. They are the gods of dreams. The most famous son is Morpheus. Morpheus is a master of the skies. He can look like anyone. He can look like your grandmother, your best friend, or your teacher. When you see a person in your dream, that is usually Morpheus. He enters your mind and tells you a story while you sleep. He makes sure your sleep is not boring. His second son is Phobatar. Phobatar is responsible for the scary dreams. He can turn into a wolf, a bear, or a snake. Why does a kind god like Hypnos have a son who makes nightmares? Because sometimes humans need to learn. Nightmares help people understand their fears. But Hypnos always watches his son. He says, "Don't be too scary." People need to wake up feeling strong, not feeling broken. The third son is Phantassos. He is the most creative one. He does not turn into people or animals. He turns into objects. He becomes the rocks, the water, and the trees in your dreams. If you dream that you are flying over a beautiful mountain, that mountain is fantasy. He creates the world where the dreams happen together. Hypnos and his sons create a perfect movie inside your head every single night. One night, A king was very sad. He could not sleep because he lost his wife. He sat by the window and looked at the stars for many hours. His eyes were burning. His heart was heavy. Hypnos saw the king from the sky. He felt very sorry for him. "This man needs peace," Hypnos said. He flew down silently. He did not use his branch this time. He simply put his hand on the king's forehead and whispered, "The night is a blanket," Hypnos whispered. "The stars are your friends. Close your eyes and see your wife again." Slowly, the king's heart stopped racing. His muscles became soft. He fell into a deep sleep. In his dream, Morpheus appeared as his wife. They walked in a garden and talked. The king smiled in his sleep. For 8 hours, he was not a sad man. He was a happy man again. This is the power of Hypnos. But life is not always easy for Hypnos. One day, Hera, the queen of the gods, came to see him. She looked very angry. She wanted to play a trick on her husband, Zeus. "Hypnos," she said, "I want you to put Zeus to sleep. He is watching a war, and I want to change the result of the war without him seeing it." Hypnos was terrified. "Put Zeus to sleep. He is the king of the universe. He will kill me." Hera looked at Hypnos and smiled. "If you help me, I will give you a beautiful gift," she said. "I will let you marry Pasithea. She is the goddess of grace and relaxation. I know you love her." Hypnos stopped shaking. He loved Pasithea more than anything. He wanted to spend forever with her. He took a deep breath. "Okay, Hera," he said. "I will do it, but you must protect me from Zeus's anger." Hypnos flew to a high mountain where Zeus was sitting. Zeus was watching a big battle on Earth. He was holding a lightning bolt in his hand. He looked very powerful and very scary. Hypnos turned into a small bird. He hid in the leaves of a tall tree. He waited for the perfect moment. When Zeus turned his head to look at the ocean, Hypnos flew behind him and sprayed his strongest sleep mist. Zeus felt a heavy weight on his eyes. "What is happening?" he shouted. "I am the king. I am." But he could not finish his sentence. His giant body became heavy. The lightning bolt fell from his hand. Zeus fell into a deep, dark sleep. He began to snore so loudly that the clouds started to move. Hera was happy. She quickly went down to Earth to finish her secret plan. When Zeus woke up a few hours later, he was furious. He knew someone had tricked him. He stood up, and the earth shook. He yelled, "I know it was you. Come here right now." Hypnos was terrified. He flew as fast as he could to the palace of Night. Night was his mother. She was a very old and very powerful goddess. Even Zeus was a little bit afraid of her. Hypnos hid behind his mother's long, dark dress. Zeus arrived at the palace looking for him, but when he saw the goddess of night, he stopped. She looked at Zeus with cold, dark eyes. "Why are you shouting in my house?" she asked quietly. Zeus looked at Hypnos, and then at Night. He didn't want to start a fight with such a powerful goddess. He grumbled and walked away. Hypnos was safe. Hera kept her promise. Hypnos and Pasithea got married in a beautiful ceremony. There was no loud music, only the sound of soft harps. They moved into the cave in the underworld together. Now, the cave felt even warmer and happier. Basidia brought light to the dark corners, but it was a soft light, like the moon. They were the perfect couple, the god of sleep and the goddess of relaxation. As hundreds of years passed, the world changed. Humans built big cities with bright lights. They invented cars, planes, and electricity. Life became very fast and very noisy. People started to forget how to rest. They worked all day and played with their phones all night. Hypnos looked down from the sky and felt sad. The humans are losing their dreams, he said to his son, Morpheus. They have too much light. Morpheus agreed. The blue light from their screens is like a wall. My dreams cannot get through. Hypnos decided he needed a new plan. He couldn't just use his branch anymore. He needed to be smarter. He started to visit people in different ways. He became the cool breeze that enters a window. He became the heavy feeling you get after a warm meal. Hypnos also noticed that many people were stressed. Their minds were full of loud voices and worries. He decided to create the secret hour. This is the time just before you fall asleep when everything goes quiet. In this hour, Hypnos whispers to the human brain. He says, "It is okay. You did enough today. Let go of the world. The world will be here tomorrow, but now you belong to me." One night, Hypnos visited a very busy woman in London. She was a doctor and was very tired. She was trying to read a medical book, but her eyes were closing. She kept drinking bitter tea to stay awake. Hypnos sat on the edge of her bed. He didn't use magic. He just blew a gentle wind across her face. "Close the book!" he whispered. "Your patients need a doctor who is rested." The doctor finally closed her book. She took off her glasses. Her head felt heavy. She laid down on her bed and closed her eyes. Hypnos stayed with her for a moment. He made sure her breathing was slow and deep. Then, he sent Morpheus to give her a dream. She dreamed of a quiet beach with no sick people, no emergencies, and no loud alarms. She woke up feeling fresh and ready for a new day. Hypnos saw that people were also losing their daydreams. They were always busy, always looking at screens. They never looked at the clouds or the trees. So, he asked his son Phantassos to help. Phantassos started to appear more in nature. If you stared at a tree for a long time, you might see a face in the leaves. If you looked at a cloud, it might look like a dragon or a sheep. These were Phantassos' little gifts. Sometimes, Hypnos worked with his brother Thanatos. It was a sad job. When an old person was ready to leave the world, Thanatos would come. But before Thanatos arrived, Hypnos would always visit. He would give the person the deepest, most peaceful sleep of their life. So, when Thanatos came, the person would not feel any pain. They would just slowly drift away, like a feather on the wind. Hypnos never asked for money or gifts. He only asked for one thing: respect for sleep. He believed that sleep was a sacred time. It was the time for the body to heal and the mind to dream. He worried that humans were forgetting this. He worried they thought sleep was a waste of time. They are losing their magic, he often told Pisidia. Their lives are fast, but their souls are slow. One day, a very smart scientist invented a pill. This pill could make people stay awake for 3 days straight. The scientist thought this was a great idea. Now people can work more. They can earn more money, he said. Hypnos heard about this pill and became very angry. This was a direct attack on his purpose. This cannot be, he said. Humans need sleep, not pills to stop it. Hypnos flew to the scientist's laboratory. The scientist was very proud of his pill. He was testing it on himself. He hadn't slept in 2 days, but he looked strong. Hypnos knew he couldn't just spray sleep mist on him. The pill was too strong, so Hypnos decided to use a different method. He called his son Phobatar, the maker of nightmares. Phobatar, Hypnos said, this man needs a very special dream. A dream that shows him the importance of sleep, but don't make it too scary. Make it annoying. Phobatar smiled. He knew exactly what to do. He waited until the scientist went home and tried to rest for a moment. The pill stopped him from sleeping, but Phobatar could still enter his tired mind. In the scientist's mind, Phobatar created a strange world. The scientist was in a never-ending line at the bank. Everyone was moving very slowly. The papers he needed were always missing. Then, he went to a restaurant, but the food never came. His car keys kept disappearing. Everything was frustrating and tiring, but he couldn't close his eyes. He couldn't escape it. After 72 hours, the scientist was exhausted. Even the pill could not stop the feeling of being so tired. He finally fell asleep, crashing onto his desk. He slept for 16 hours straight. When he woke up, he felt awful. His head hurt, his body ached. He understood sleep is not a waste of time. He said to himself, "It is a gift." He stopped making his pill. Hypnos smiled from his cave. He knew his job was important. He knew that even if humans sometimes forgot, they always came back to him. He loved his work. He loved bringing peace to the world. And so, the god of sleep continues his gentle flight every night, watching over us, making sure we all get the rest we need. He is the quiet hero of our lives. The world is a very big place, and Hypnos cannot be everywhere at once. So, he has a secret army of helpers. Have you ever felt a sudden heaviness in your eyes while sitting on a bus, or a peaceful feeling while listening to the rain? These are his small spirits of sleep. They are invisible and light. They carry tiny bags of stardust. They travel to every corner of the earth to help those who are struggling to find rest. One night, Hypnos noticed a little boy in a small village. The boy was afraid of the dark. He thought there were monsters under his bed. He kept his lamp on and stayed awake for a long time. Hypnos felt very kind toward the child. "Darkness is not your enemy," Hypnos whispered as he entered the room. He didn't turn off the lamp. Instead, he made the light look like a soft, warm orange sunset. He sat next to the boy and began to tell a story without using words. He used pictures in the boy's mind. He showed him that the dark is just a giant blanket that the earth wears to stay warm at night. He showed him that the monsters were just shadows of his toys. The boy began to breathe slowly. He felt the bed was like a soft cloud. Finally, he turned off his own lamp and fell into a beautiful, safe sleep. In the underworld, the river Lethe continued to flow. This river is very important for Hypnos. Sometimes people have heavy hearts. They remember sad things from their past, and these memories keep them awake. Hypnos takes a small cup of water from the Lethe and sprinkles it on their pillows. This water does not make them forget everything, but it makes the sad memories feel far away, like an old movie. His wife, Pasithea, had a great idea one day. "Hypnos," she said, "we should help the animals too. They work hard and they get tired, just like humans." Hypnos agreed. So, they traveled to the deep jungle. They saw the tired tigers, the busy ants, and the old elephants. Hypnos showed the animals how to find the best spots for sleeping. He taught the birds how to tuck their heads under their wings to stay warm. One of the most difficult jobs for Hypnos is helping the people in big cities like New York or London. In these places, the noise never stops. There are sirens, loud music, and people shouting. Hypnos has to use a special silence bubble. He places this bubble around a person's head. Inside the bubble, the loud noises turn into soft, rhythmic sounds. A loud car horn becomes the sound of a distant bell. A shouting voice becomes a soft song. Hypnos also loves the winter. In winter, the whole earth wants to sleep. The trees lose their leaves, and the bears go into caves. Hypnos spends a lot of time with the north wind during these months. They work together to create a world of white snow and quiet nights. Winter is the earth's long nap, Hypnos says. He helps the seeds underground stay quiet and warm until the spring comes. But sometimes, even the god of sleep gets tired. Who helps Hypnos when he needs a nap? Pasithea, of course. She creates a special garden for him, where no gods or humans can enter. In this garden, the air is perfect, not too hot and not too cold. The flowers hum a low, beautiful song. When Hypnos rests, the whole world feels a little bit more relaxed for a few hours. Morpheus, his son, once asked him, "Father, why do you care so much about humans? They are so small, and they often forget us." Hypnos smiled at his son. "They are small, yes, but they have the most beautiful imaginations. When they sleep, they create worlds that even we cannot imagine. Their dreams give the universe its color. Without their sleep, the world would be a very gray and boring place." One night, a famous writer was sitting at his desk. He wanted to write a great book, but he had no ideas. He was very frustrated. He drank many cups of coffee and walked around his room. Hypnos watched him. "You are trying too hard," the god said. He blew a soft breath on the writer's neck. The writer felt a sudden urge to lie down. Just for 10 minutes, the writer said. He fell asleep immediately. When the writer was asleep, Hypnos called Morpheus. "Give him a story," he said. Morpheus didn't give the writer a normal dream. He showed him a world made of glass and music. He showed him flying ships and talking animals. When the writer woke up, he grabbed his pen. He didn't feel tired anymore. He had so many ideas. This is how Hypnos helps the world stay creative. He gives the brain time to play. Sometimes, Hypnos travels to the middle of the ocean. He visits the great whales and the dolphins. Did you know that dolphins sleep with only half of their brain? Hypnos finds this very interesting. He watches over them as they swim slowly in the dark water. He makes sure the ocean currents are gentle, even in the deepest, coldest parts of the sea. The god of sleep brings a sense of calm and safety to every living creature. Hypnos also has a special place in his heart for old libraries. At night, when the libraries are closed and empty, He likes to walk between the books. He says that books are like frozen dreams. Each one is a story waiting to be opened. Sometimes he touches a book, and the spirit of that story enters the air. The library becomes full of magic. He believes that reading a book before bed is the best way to invite his sons into your room. One day, Apollo, the god of the sun, was complaining. "My job is the hardest," Apollo said. "I have to pull the sun across the sky every day. It is hot and heavy." Hypnos listened and smiled. "Your job is bright, Apollo, but mine is quiet. You show people the world as it is. I show them the world as it could be. Without me, they would be too tired to enjoy your sunlight." Apollo thought about this and agreed. There is a mountain in Greece called Mount Latmus. A long time ago, a young man named Endymion lived there. He was a shepherd. He was very handsome. The goddess of the moon, Selene, loved him very much. She asked Hypnos for a favor. "Please," she said, "make him sleep forever, so he stays young and beautiful. I want to visit him every night." Hypnos was hesitant, but he saw the love in her eyes and agreed. Hypnos gave Endymion a special kind of eternal sleep. Endymion never got old. He never got sick. He stayed in a beautiful dream for hundreds of years. Every night, the moon shone brightly on his cave. This story shows that sleep is not just a break from life. Sometimes, in the world of the gods, sleep is a way to stay perfect forever. It is a state of peace that time cannot touch. However, Hypnos knows that for humans, waking up is just as important as falling asleep. He works closely with Eos, the goddess of the dawn. When the sky starts to turn pink and orange, Hypnos slowly pulls his blanket of stars away. He tells his sons to leave the humans' minds. He makes the transition gentle. He wants people to wake up like a flower opening in the morning, feeling ready and strong. Have you ever had a dream where you are falling and then you suddenly wake up? That is actually a little trick from Hypnos. Sometimes the body becomes too relaxed and the heart slows down too much. Hypnos gives you a tiny jump to make sure you are okay. It's like a gentle restart for your system. It shows that he is always watching, always protecting you. Even when you are completely unconscious, Hypnos also helps people who are traveling. When someone is on a long flight or a train, the noise can be very loud. Hypnos sits in the empty seat next to the traveler. He uses his wings to block the noise of the engine. He makes the small, uncomfortable seat feel like a big, soft chair. He knows that traveling is hard on the soul, so he tries to make the journey feel like a short, peaceful blink. The cave of Hypnos is growing. As the population of the world grows, he needs more space for his dream makers. But his cave is magic. It expands whenever it needs to. It is the only place in the universe where there is enough room for everyone. Janesha. No matter who you are or where you live, there is a special spot in the world of Hypnos waiting just for you tonight. In the deep parts of his cave, Hypnos has a library of lost dreams. These are dreams that people started but never finished because their alarm clocks rang too early. Sometimes, when a person is very stressed, Hypnos goes to this library. He finds a beautiful, unfinished dream from their childhood and brings it back to them. It is like meeting an old friend. This helps the person feel young and happy again. One day, the god of war, Ares, came to see Hypnos. Ares was very angry. "Your sleep is making my soldiers weak," he shouted. "They want to rest instead of fighting. Stop giving them peaceful dreams." Hypnos did not get angry. He knew that even a warrior needs a quiet mind. He looked at Ares and said, "A soldier who does not sleep is a soldier who makes mistakes. I am not making them weak. I am making them smart." Ares tried to argue, but he was actually very tired himself. He had been fighting for weeks without a break. Hypnos saw this and used his power very subtly. He didn't use a mist or a branch. He just spoke in a very low, rhythmic voice. As he spoke, Ares's shoulders began to drop. His heavy sword felt even heavier. Maybe a small nap is not a bad idea," the god of war whispered. Hypnos led Ares to a stone bed covered in soft moss. As soon as Ares lay down, he fell into a sleep so deep that he forgot about his battles and his anger. For the first time in years, the god of war looked peaceful. Hypnos watched him and sighed. "Everyone needs me," he thought. "Even the ones who think they are too strong for sleep. Strength is found in the rest, not just in the struggle." The stars in the sky are also friends of Hypnos. He calls them the eyes of the night. Each star helps him watch over a different part of the world. If a star sees someone crying in their bed at night, it twinkles in a special way. Hypnos sees this signal and flies there immediately. He knows that night can be a lonely time, so he tries to be the companion for everyone who feels alone in the dark. He also has a secret garden where he grows dream flowers. These flowers only bloom in total silence. Some flowers are gold, and they give dreams of success and joy. Some are blue, and they give dreams of the ocean and calm water. Hypnos picks these flowers and turns them into a fine powder. He uses this powder for people who have forgotten how to use their imagination. It's like a vitamin for the soul. One evening, Hypnos visited a large hospital. It was a place with many bright lights and beeping machines. He saw a nurse who had been working for 12 hours. She was exhausted, but she had to stay awake to help her patients. Hypnos couldn't make her sleep because her job was too important. Instead, he gave her a micro-rest. He made every minute of her break feel like an hour of deep sleep. This is one of Hypnos' special powers. He can stretch time. Have you ever closed your eyes for 5 minutes and felt like you slept for a whole afternoon? That is Hypnos stretching the time for you. He knows that sometimes life doesn't give us enough hours, so he creates extra space inside our minds. He's the master of the clock when the sun goes down and the world slows down. Hypnos also works with the animals of the forest during the autumn. He helps the squirrels and the hedgehogs prepare for their long winter sleep. He tells the wind to carry the dry leaves to their homes to make soft beds. He ensures that the forest is quiet so the animals can dream of the nuts and berries they will find in the spring. He is the protector of all life that needs to hide and heal. In the modern world, Hypnos has a new enemy, the blue light. This light comes from phones and televisions. It tells the human brain that it is still daytime. Hypnos has to fight this light every night. He tries to make the light look blurry to your eyes. He tries to make your phone feel heavy in your hand. He is constantly whispering, "Put it away. The digital world is fake, but the world of dreams is real." As the years turned into centuries, Hypnos realized that his role was more important than ever. The world became faster. But the human heart stayed the same. It still needed the darkness, the silence, and the magic of a dream. Hypnos sat on his black throne and looked at his sons. "We are the guardians of the bridge between today and tomorrow," he said. "Without us, the bridge would break, and the people would be lost in a day that never ends. We must keep the night alive for them." He decided to give the world one final great gift. He gathered all his power and the magic of his wife, Pasi. Together, they created a universal song of sleep. This is not a song you hear with your ears, but with your soul. It is the sound of the wind in the trees, the rhythm of the waves on the beach, and the soft pulse of your own heart. This song travels around the earth every single night. It is a constant invitation to let go of your worries and join the world of rest. Zeus, looking down from Mount Olympus, finally understood the value of his quiet cousin. He saw how the world became kinder and more peaceful. Every time Hypnos finished his flight, Zeus raised his lightning bolt, but not to strike. He used it to create a beautiful curtain of stars across the sky. "You have your place, Hypnos," Zeus declared. "I rule the day and the storms, but you rule the peace that follows. From now on, no god shall ever disturb your work in the dark hours." With the blessing of the king of the gods, Hypnos felt a great weight lift from his wings. He returned to his cave in the underworld, where the river Lethe was still whispering its ancient secrets. Pasithea was waiting for him with a smile. They sat together by the water, watching the dreams of millions of people float by like small, glowing lanterns. Each lantern was a story of hope, a memory of love, or a fantastic adventure. Hypnos felt a deep sense of pride in his quiet, humble life. His sons, Morpheus, Phobetor, and Phantasos, became the masters of the night cinema. They worked together to make sure that every person, from the smallest child to the oldest king, had a place to go when they closed their eyes. They created forests made of candy for the hungry, oceans of stars for the lonely, and reunions with lost friends for the sad. The cave of Hypnos was no longer just a place of darkness. It was the most colorful and vibrant place in the entire universe. Hypnos also made sure that the animals were never forgotten. He created a special dream for the tired old dogs, where they could run fast in green fields again. He gave the migratory birds dreams of the warm south during their long, cold flights. He even gave the tiny bees a dream of a flower that never stops producing honey. In the eyes of Hypnos, every living thing was equal. Everything that breathes deserves a moment of perfect, golden silence and a heart full of peace. Now, whenever you feel your eyelids getting heavy, know that Hypnos is near. He is not a scary ghost or a distant legend. He is the softness of your pillow and the warmth of your blanket. He is the one who takes the heavy backpack of your daily problems and hides it until the morning. He is the protector of your secrets and the architect of your fantasies. When you sleep, you are a guest in his beautiful palace, and he is honored to have you there as his special friend. So, do not be afraid of the shadows or the silence of the night. The darkness is just the ink that Hypnos uses to write your dreams. The silence is just the stage he builds for your imagination. Take a deep breath and let the air fill your lungs. Feel your muscles relax from your toes to your head. The world is safe, and the god of sleep is watching over you. He has already sprinkled the stardust on your bed, and the river Lethe is singing its very best song just for you tonight. As our story comes to an end, remember that sleep is the greatest magic of all. It is the only time we can fly without wings and travel to the stars without a rocket. Hypnos is waiting for you at the end of this sentence. He's smiling, and he is holding the door to his kingdom open. There is no stress there, no clocks, and no noise. There is only the soft sound of breathing and the infinite beauty of a quiet mind. You have done well today, and now it is time to rest. Close your eyes now. Let the story fade into a beautiful memory. The lights are low, the world is quiet, and your bed is a safe ship ready to sail into the ocean of dreams. Hypnos is the captain, and your heart is the compass. Follow the rhythm of your breath as it takes you deeper and deeper into the calm. Sleep well, dear friend. Sleep deeply and dream of wonderful things. Tomorrow is a new story, but tonight belongs to peace. Good night, and may your dreams be as kind as the god of sleep.